Well, here we are. I had totally forgotten about State of Play. I'm not gonna lie to you. I caught wind of it because I was over here working on some content, some writing and some editing, and as I usually do, I try to find various things to watch or listen to help pass the time. And I just so happened to see that Nabil, Neo Geo Now, shoutouts to him, was doing a watch along of State of Play. And when I checked in, he had said there had been no fighting game related stuff revealed yet. So I was thinking, why not? Let me just sit and watch along. And I'm telling you all this because I have seen this trailer, but I do want to watch it again, not only to like talk about it with you all, but also look back and see some things that I might have missed. So let's get right into it. So when I was watching with Nabil, it was kind of funny because he was uncertain if it was Street Fighter or not. He was like, "Is it Street Fighter? No, it's not. It is. It's not." And I saw a couple of things that were kind of tells. I mean, you have this thing here called Hakan, which, oh wow, I just noticed it. Extra virgin olive oil. Oh snap. This man has his own product out there now. And of course, Metro City was a big tell there. You have this thing of, I think that's Hugo down there. Andore, I think he was called, because the whole Andre the Giant thing. But yeah, I just that jogged my memory right there. Big Metro City. Yeah, Giant Attack, that is Hugo. I don't know what is up with them embracing this new graffiti aesthetic, but I like it. It's definitely more appealing than that logo, the one everybody was roasting. And there he is, the man of the hour.
Looking for strength. It's not like a game. This journey doesn't have a real ending. Okay then, hope you're ready to begin.
Goodness gracious. So, Lukey boy, because I've made it quite clear that I had thought for the longest of time, mostly because I've been out of the loop, I did not think they were seriously going to push this kid. Far as like being the face of like Street Fighter. Lo and behold, they did though. They sure did it. Now I do like his design in here a little bit better than the Street Fighter V one. I don't know, there's a little bit more coolness to him in here. I don't know if it's like the threads or like just his overall look in general, just the aesthetic. But I just like this look of Luke better, quite honestly.
You want to start off on the right foot in this city. Hit the streets.
And this is a banger. Mike Haga. Ah, and there was old Thrasher right there, or Damned, as he was once called. Good old Thrasher. I want to say a little bit more, but I'm going to wait until the end. All right, this right here. This right here, I was happy to see if it is indeed what I think it is. I did a little bit of reading beforehand, and I think it is what I think it is. And let me stop freaking talking like that. So, though I play fighting games competitively, I get the most enjoyment out of my fighting games by playing other people, whether it's online, whether it's tournaments. With that being said, I've also been a strong advocate for fighting games to include more engaging and creative, and dare I also say, replayable single-player offline content for those fighting game players that may not exactly like playing online for one reason or another. And from what I'm understanding, this is going to be like an open world type of thing, which if Street Fighter's going to do that, it's pretty good. I like that. I really wonder what they're going to do, and it makes me also wonder, with an open world, is this going to be tied into like maybe currency-based in-game unlocks? Or kind of akin to what Mortal Kombat did with its conquest mode starting in Deception, where, you know, beating certain characters would get you certain keys to the crypt where you unlocked items, or even just finding the keys in the conquest mode. If that's what they're going for, I'm all for this. Like, it's different, it's engaging, it's replayable, like it gives something for more people to enjoy. I think whether you're competitive or casual, if you like online or offline, I think everybody could enjoy this. Now, granted, I'm not the biggest person when it comes to open world games. I'm willing to give this a try. So far, so good. So far, so good. And there she is, the fighting first lady herself, Miss Chunbelievable herself. I like how just shiny her outfit is. I really like that. My big sis is a big Chun-Li lover, so I'm knowing if she even like got a glimpse at this, she would be happy. Gotta make sure I send this to her after I finish this video. Good cut, by the way. Okay. So from what I'm understanding, that guy right there who was doing all that, this is Jamie from what I'm understanding. And I did try to look up some stuff beforehand about him. And this guy's fresh new. Because I was wondering if he was like one of those concept characters that finally got into the game. The first thing I got when I looked up Jamie Street Fighter was actually for Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas because he had portrayed Vega. Oh man, but so far I think that's pretty good. I can't think of too much drunken style influences in like mainframe Street Fighter games. I think I'm probably forgetting somebody, but let me know in case I forgot. Let's keep going. And apparently these two know each other or something. There he is. And I like little stuff like this because part of me is wondering, is Capcom also going to get in on the whole special intros thing? Because they've always had special directed taunts and win quotes, but intros, I'd like to see more of those. I'd like to see more of those. See some gameplay. It does seem a little bit stiff, but like I'll give it a pass because it's still in development, but at least it doesn't look too much like an eyesore for me. Like the impact of the hits I think is actually looking really good. And Jamie is looking sick so far. Jamie is looking actually really smooth. Really smooth. Let's go back. Lightning legs. So there was some type of like armor there or something. Let me see. I know people were talking about there was an instance of parrying. Let's see. Okay, he armored through it. Okay. And like once again, this freaking Jets. Let me stop talking about it because it sounds like I'm picking on it, but I actually really like this aesthetic a whole lot. It's an aesthetic that I am a huge sucker for, to be quite honest. There's a super, and he's going nuts with it. Yeep. Ah, there are the parries. Yeah, there they go. There's a parry. Vintage Chun-Li, that didn't... Super didn't look all that hard, but like at the same time, there are edits in here, obviously. You know, this is already going on long enough, so... Like, I'm not expecting everything to be just stainless off rip. There's going to be some polishing to do. They got plenty of time. I think this comes out early next year or sometime next year. So there's still plenty of time to go. Let's keep going. So I'm guessing all those are supers. Oh, that's the new logo. Oh, that is nice. Okay. And of course, just talking about online multiplayer, Vintage Capcom arcade sound, your moment, your fight. Alrighty then, so that was actually pretty impressive. I'm actually kind of sort of interested in Street Fighter 6 now. I guess at this point now, we're now going to get into the character revealing phase, which that is going to be interesting. And speaking of character revealing, that was the thing that I was talking about earlier when I said I was going to save it for later when we saw Thrasher on the screen. Nabil mentioned something, and I can see where he's coming from when he said this. He feels like there's going to be a much smaller presence of old school favorite characters, at least on the main roster. And the reason why I get him saying that is, seeing that this is clearly going to be heavily rooted around Luke, so seeing that a new character is now at the forefront of the game, we're gonna probably see a lot of new faces, because we already got one in Jamie, who I'm pretty sure is like his BFF, Luke's BFF that is. I mean, look at Shune in KOF. There were a buttload of new characters when Shune at first debuted. A whole bunch more than when 15 came. I still believe, of course, that they reduced the amount of new characters because SNK kind of felt like there were more misses than hits when it came to new characters. But anyways, but the reason he brought it up is because he feels like Capcom is going to gamble very heavily when it comes to new character inclusions. Like, it's going to be, I guess, a lot of people talking about the whole Third Strike thing, where there's a whole bunch of new characters and not that many old school favorites. I mean, as long as they're engaging and cool, I think they could pull it off. And of course, seeing with microtransactions these days, or however they want to go about doing it, if they do go down that road of just jam-packing the main roster with new characters, they're gonna do like they recently did and have a whole bunch of old school favorites as DLC, because they know people love their old school vintage favorites and will basically dangle them over their heads unless you fork over some money to good old Capcom. So I can see them going down that road. I mean, am I for it or against it? It depends on how well Capcom can make new characters. That's just that. Certain companies are good at making new characters and some of them just aren't. But yeah, so far from this, I'm actually intrigued to see what we get next from Street Fighter 6. But hey, those are just my thoughts. What do you think? Did you like this trailer? Did you not like it? And if you weren't invested in Street Fighter 6 before, did this trailer change your mind? Let me know below, and until next time, I'm Chris Lotus, signing off. Y'all take care of yourselves, be safe out there, be cool to each other. Cheers.